Yo, Bachi 2007 back at you with another one for men's mind state and cultural reviews. We're going to get right into this one, but before we do that, like, subscribe, and notification bell coming through the door. And then we're going to take a look at this set of articles from, well, it's an article from CNN, right? And it's called After Years of Progress on Gender, the Male Gaze is Back. So this is an opinion piece, as you can see noted there. It's an opinion piece on CNN from, I guess, one of their columnists, guest columnists, whatever. But they have that behind a paywall. So we're going to take a look at this article here by the Daily Caller showing up on MSNBC. And there that one is. And we'll go from here. And they titled their article reviewing that one, CNN columnist whines about problems so dumb it's hard to believe it's not satire. And they've got Sydney Sweeney there as well, also using on the cover of our video. It says it's quoting the writer Madeline Holcomb saying, "This summer I got cultural whiplash. The movies, shows, books, and advertisements I consumed were increasingly giving women a seat at the table. Heroin chic fell away, and body positivity entered the fashion world. Stories about a woman stealing your man were traded for celebrations of girls who resisted the competition for men's attention." Then there was a shift talking about what what stories where what stories are there about women resisting the competition for men's attention? All women do is backstab each other in the back constantly till this day, has never stopped. Not for just for men's attention, but for anybody's attention, and any point of jealousy that they could possibly have. This is a consistent reality of femaledom. This is why so many women don't like being friends with other women. This is why women's friends groups always break up and devolve and fall out into this massive drama because they're always backstabbing each other to win attention and over petty jealousies of one another. This never stopped, and she's just making that up. But this is how the reductive feminist had envisioned the world over the last 5 or 6 years, basically starting from that lying walking in New York video. Actually, it was 10 years ago. I can hardly believe that, but okay. But this video's been here that long, so it had to been there. 10 hours of silent walking through all areas of Manhattan wearing jeans and a crew neck t-shirt. And of course, most of the men just said, "Good morning, how you doing?" Even "Hey beautiful," but most of them were saying "Good morning" and "How you doing," and those were counted as catcalls. And men were told from that point forward not to speak to women at any time. I even remember having discussions with women online, respectful discussions, where we talked about this subject. And the bottom line of the discussion came down to there's no time you should ever approach or speak to a woman outside that you don't know. Period. Like, it didn't make it was insane. And so the male gaze never went anywhere, and neither was there certainly any time where women stopped being jealous of each other, competing for men's attention or for any possible attention they can get from anything or anyone. See Instagram, see TikTok, see OnlyPlans sites. Women don't stop when it comes to attention. So this says Holcomb considers various turning points for why this happened. Donald Trump's reelection, the overturning of Roe v. Wade, an air of tedium with the contradictions. Yes, I'm surprised she acknowledged that. The absolute self contradictions and women pining for everybody's attention constantly while claiming they don't want attention. Demanding that men come up and talk to them now, and where have all the men gone, and why have you stopped approaching? And somebody grab a boob or something like that one lady had the viral video of, but they don't want the male gaze. Make it make sense. And these are feminists who take both sides of the position. And the excesses of Me Too, this is definitely a big one. And that kind of walking New York accusation of just speaking to a woman being harassment. preceded Me Too by a couple of years and then kind of led into it. And so this woman, I don't know who this is, Melissa Chin, they've got her Twitter comment on here that I thought was salient. The male gaze is literally the instinct responsible for the continuation of our entire species, moron. Exactly. Favoring ugly, ambiguous forms of humanity isn't progress. Again, exactly. So they tried to trot out for all these recent years in the Victoria's Secret runway and in all of these not news, but magazine articles or in television ads. They've tried to trot out these big bodied women, body positivity, real women of all shapes and sizes, and it's mostly fat, ugly women that nobody's attracted to, including other women aren't attracted to, wanting to look at that and envisioning themselves as being that because they're not the mark of what anybody wants to be. They are the ones who have given up and have settled for bodies. They're not body positive. They are just lazy and have accepted their worst their worst bodily design that they can, and because they have decided to settle into mediocrity, the rest of society is somehow supposed to pretend like that's attractive, and it's not, and we all know it, and pretending is just stupid. So Holcomb offers Sweeney's ad as an example of the male gaze, recounting American Eagle's sultry summer ad campaign uh, with Sweeney. You remember good jeans, right? So yeah, the ad that Sydney Sweeney did this summer, which wasn't even that sultry or revealing, but yeah, it had an air of sultriness, but it wasn't even that much. And of course, the reductive feminists flipped out over it. They're mad that men actually have sexual attraction to women, or at least to good-looking women. They want us to have attraction to women who look the various stages of Leah Dunham, who was their one for a while, but then she fell out of favor with them, and she basically another one of these feminists who was body positive, and she was a regular girl, and she was the writer of a show called Girls, and she was supposed to be like the every girl type, and look how this is her. This is who women decided back 10, 15 years ago that this is the representation of the quintessential woman, both in her look and um, in her mentality, until she started talking about how she basically molested her little sister when they were kids and was bragging about it like it was cute. And then then the feminists counseled her, but she was their one up until that moment. And this is what we're supposed to think is the ideal of beauty. And I guess you can gaze and have attraction if she looks like this, but if she looks like this, then it's a problem. So the male gaze is okay depending on what it's gazing at. This is the logic and the idiocy of reductive feminism. As we did with the very silly feminist concept of heterofatalism, we're going to hear from Emily Jashansky on her show, The After Party. And again, she has with her to discuss this topic, as with that one, Spencer Clavin. And we're going to listen to them talk about it a little bit. If I can make this happen.
Incredible article from CNN about the male gaze, and I want to read a quote from it. The recent rise of weight loss medications coincided with social media influencers sharing ways to get smaller and no longer celebrating bodies of all size. Advertisements followed suit, making men's desire once again a dominating factor in how stories are told. Making men's desires once again a dominating factor in how stories are told and how women are portrayed. How had these discarded ideas made their way back into circulation? These discarded ideas, which, by the way, Spencer, will obviously always be with us because they're fundamental to human nature. Didn't we all agree we were through with them? The culprit, I have learned, is the male gaze. It was always there. but now it has stepped back into the spotlight. This, written in such casual language on CNN, is incredible, especially in the context of this big conversation we've just been having about modernity, Spencer, because it is so almost lackadaisical.
Well, feminism and all gender studies related ideologies are fundamentally lackadaisical. They lack any intellectual rigor whatsoever. They require the absolute denial of reality, the projection of women's own narcissism and desire for supremacy in the place of what they call male supremacy, which really isn't there. Certainly not in the way that they try to describe it or try to pretend that it exists amongst all men, and that all men are responsible, and that all men have some same powers of privilege and are all collectively oppressing all women despite their various stations in life. The whole concept of feminism and its attendant gender studies ideologies are completely reductive, uh, ideologically bankrupt, morally bankrupt, and this is the nonsense that you get out of it. Opining over men having attraction for women, while again, these exact same women demand men's attraction. While these exact same feminists demand men's attraction and lament when it's not there. So upset these days. And what they're upset about is they can't get men to do what they want. They especially can't get the men that they most want to do what they want. And they're mad and frustrated. And here goes a prime example.
Touch a boob, buy a drink. I mean, it's like very simple.
Oh, let me run that back to the very beginning.
I better pay attention to me tonight. I'm so sick of this. Oh my god. Touch a boob, buy a drink. I mean, it's like very simple.
See what I mean? Exactly right there. This is from a previous video of mine. Women are confused. Where are all the men? So, and we can see. I bet you this same woman is a. I'm a strong, independent woman feminist. I don't need no man. I bet you she decentered men and deleted all the apps because she doesn't need to think about men. She just needs to work on herself, and then she's uh, begging for men's attention and begging for men to be attracted to her. But that's immoral or whatever have you for men to be attracted to a woman. They want men to be attracted to them without men being attracted to women, aka the male gaze. I guess unless they look like Leah Dunham, then it's okay because you're not, because ugly fat women are superior to conventionally attractive women. Conventionally attractive women meaning attractive women, aka attractive. Conventionally attractive, aka attractive. It's just a bunch of ridiculous nonsense. But again, complete unvarnished proof that men are winning. I mean, literally, the feminists are declaring that you have won. They're declaring the male gaze is back, which means the men won. Masculinity won. Because this is an attack on masculinity, the natural inclination to be attracted to beautiful women. That's what the attack is. It's an attack on masculinity itself. So we're going to get out of here on this one. You're watching 2007 for Men's Mind State and Cultural Reviews. Once again, like, subscribe, and notification bell. But please take it even a step further in engaging with our channel by liking one of these videos that's about to pop up. And if you watch 2 or 3 of our videos in a row, since they don't send notifications to that bell anymore, this is the way to get our videos surfaced to your front page. If you've watched a couple of 3 in a row, they'll start surfacing new videos to you from our channel. Really appreciate that. And I'm going to get out of here on this one. Peace.